That Mike wants me to hear. Mama's gonna knock you out. Mama's gonna knock you out. Okay. YouTube has started, so that's why I'm ignoring you, Instagram people. Sorry about this. Wait, what happened? Oh, because it's showing the other side. All right. Instagram people, we're going to YouTube. The show's already started on YouTube. All right. Hey, if this gets too boring, I'm headed to Monterey Bay Aquarium page for some live feeds of sharks and penguins. Oh, I mean, I'd head to that one. See, honestly, there's some aquarium that let all the penguins out so they could tour the rest of the aquarium. I saw that on Instagram, and I was like, that is the cutest thing ever going around. What's going on, Whiskey Untitled? Here we are again with another episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the coronavirus, being locked down, whiskey just in general, and today is also St. Patty's Day, who's not actually a patron saint. If you read, he was never canonized, so I think he's just like Dude Patty. So yeah. So let's just get into it. And also Instagram, I'm sorry that you guys are being neglected because it's happening on YouTube. So youtube.com/Whiskey Untitled. Look, I'll show you. I'll show you right now. This is all the look you're going to get on Instagram. Look at this. Do you see this? Come on. Untitled.
Yeah. Whiskey Untitled.
That's all you got to do. Go there, and then we'll be there. All right? We'll see you guys in a minute. Hi, YouTube.
Yeah, boom. You could have just let it on, man.
I'm going to share the story. I could have, but it was getting annoying because there were lots of waves. So, YouTube, where people are the most important.
Fair enough.
Because chat is the most distracting and ADD is the most fun. Let me put this other ear in my ear.
Yes, penguins are awesome.
Penguins are pretty cool.
But they do stink.
If you like Emperor, if you like Gen 2, if you like Adelie, if you like... All right, I'll stop doing the atypical thing.
Yeah, just... When I went... the last time I went to a zoo, I have to admit the enclosure for penguins does smell because I think they have to keep the cool in there. For most penguins, not all penguins. But, yeah, so...
After all, this is a whiskey show. Charles, what's in your glass?
Yeah, so going with the St. Patty's Day theme with Powers right now. John's Lane's one I'm drinking.
Did you hear what Bianca said about Powers?
No, what'd she say?
So I've never had Powers, and she said it's not good.
That's fine.
She doesn't like it.
And that's perfectly fine. It's
right. Everybody's palate is different, but man, the way she said she didn't like it, I was like, "Is it really good?" Because Charles loves it, and she just made a stank face.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. I enjoyed this one a lot. Maybe she got a bad batch, or maybe she just doesn't like that palate.
It could be. What's up, Kevin? What's up, Steve?
So
what's up, Christian?
I like.
Yeah, she said she's housing that. The Red Bus 12, she was murdering. Oh, she was referring to proper 12. Yeah, I heard that stuff is so garbage that you shouldn't buy it.
I could agree on that proper 12 part. But
thanks, Christian.
Then again, that's
always
more
keep
of a
me in check.
Or you can't call it Irish car bomb anymore.
She does like Dalmore, but she doesn't like all the Dalmores. Actually, her favorite Dalmore is Daniel Boulud, and I'm like, that's my favorite too. It's the one that doesn't taste like Dalmore.
Or the King Alexander, or the
Showcase. Yeah, all the ones that don't taste like
different, right? And that's kind of what makes whiskey so.
Somebody likes regular old 700% E150A caramel Dalmore.
I like the 15. It's not bad. It's not the best thing in the world, but
it tastes like curry. The 15 has curry in it.
Really? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's got cumin.
I gotta jump back into that then.
Which reminds me, where are those Scotch and Sip videos, Jason? No, I know they're already edited. They haven't been uploaded.
Playing
apparently,
Call of Duty with us the whole time. That's why.
We've all been playing Call of Duty.
Yeah. Cigar malt.
Cigar malt's so expensive and it's not good.
The problem with cigar malt is basically there was a previous version of it, and I think that's what people are thinking about.
Yeah, people still ride that old name.
Yeah. But yeah, so what's in your glass, man?
Rum. Brugal, 1888. It's that rum that I tried at an Edrington event, and I've just been hooked on it.
It's that...
it's $25 a bottle, and I bought 5 bottles. My local store, literally, he was like, we don't order this anymore, but I ordered it for you, so I'll just keep ordering it.
It's like one person just buying us out the whole time?
Yeah. Because, I mean, a case is 6, and I bought 5 of them, so...
Yeah, at least he has one on the shelf just to look pretty, right?
Yeah, he bought 2 cases because of that.
Damn.
Yellow Spot's one I haven't tried for the Irish. I know that Irish whiskey is supposed to be smoother and gentler on the palate, but I just haven't tried too much of it. Oh, I don't even have it up here anymore. I had one sitting on my desk that I just recently tried that I liked.
Really?
Yeah. So Jason has been buying a lot. We've been doing a lot of like blind tasting videos on Scotch and Sniff. So like Jason's been buying a lot of, just hit auto and it'll be good.
I did, and that's what made it look really, really red.
Oh, he's been buying a lot of like Irish whiskey just to try it out so he can see what's up. And yeah, sure enough, not bad. I mean, so far, and this is gonna sound dumb, but Patty's has been the best one that I've ever had at $20 and $17 a bottle.
Yeah, that was a random one
Um,
too, wasn't it?
yeah, that was also a blind tasting one, and like I fell in love. I was like, this is so good. And it's oily and it's viscous and it's got everything you want out of a one flavor, one note flavored
Yeah.
whiskey, for a great price. So yeah, but I just tried another one the other week and it wasn't bad. Bushman was 18 and hated it, like drinking conifer. So yeah, when it starts getting towards gin, hey, what's up, Dram Dude? Cody, what's up, Votary? When it starts getting towards that like gin taste, I'm like, all right, we're done here. Like,
well, yes, I would say gin for a whiskey, yes, but if even gin's more complex. There's so different many. There's so many types now. So
yes, now there are so many types, but it used to just be like, hey, you want to eat a Christmas tree together?
Yeah, like, usually the piney, the old, I'm gonna say grandma type style, like.
Yeah, no, I'll say it. It's for grandmas. That's right. Gin, not stylish. It's totally for stylish grandmas. Hey, also, if you're a stylish grandma, hit me up.
Yeah. Fair enough. But yeah, so the virus kind of stopping most of daily life, I would say. At least out there.
Hey, you guys in chat, how many of you guys are still going to work? Like, I know some people are working. A lot of people seem to be working from home.
Working from home.
Some of us can't work from home, so we're going to work every day until they fire us for 2 weeks. Shelter in place order. Oh, so that is true. Because Jam Dude, you're in California, right?
Yeah, he's in California.
I heard that LA got locked down. Like LA you're only allowed to go to the grocery store, nowhere else for like 3 weeks. Is that true?
I don't know about that, but I do know that bars are closed except for takeouts, right? So I think that's like most of the nation. Food takeout only.
Yeah. Oh, New York has now changed it so you can take out cocktails from the bar. And I'm like, someone's gonna drive and die, and they're gonna pull that law real quick. But I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, that's pretty sick.
So, go ahead.
Local bar here in Annapolis. Thought it was San Francisco. It might be San Francisco. Local bar here in Annapolis. This is super sick. They just posted today. So try 85 in Annapolis. This huge shout out for no reason because I like their food. Their pig skin's really good. Yeah. Anyways, they now have little packets and little ingredient boxes. You can go buy your favorite drinks there in a little packet ingredient with directions. And they have it all printed up. It's $25 for a little. I want to go buy a pack. It's $25 for a little pack. You can make 2 drinks with it. You just follow the instructions, and then you make like your favorite cocktail at home. How sick is that? And it helps the business stay in business.
A bar, right? You saying it's a bar?
Yeah, Dry 85. They do a lot of barrel picks though, so like I know that bar very well. They're the one who had Old Rip Van Winkle 25 for $200 a pour, and that's where I got to go taste it. That was the cheapest one around.
Interesting. Yeah, no, so there's a lot of cocktail things going around. There's a lot of bartenders kind of offering up their services and stuff like that. I do know that you can drive through beers now here, which is really interesting.
Have you lived in Florida? Brew through is like normal. Really? What's up, One Glass Man?
Yeah,
what's up, Tolv?
So basically, tap houses are, if they have a crowler and stuff like that, or they fill your own growlers. So they've been kind of selling, because, you got to think about it. They have at least 2 to 3 weeks worth of stock. And that beer's going to get flat, so they're just trying to get rid of that inventory, which is great. My local brew pub over here, just before the closures, I bought like 4 crowlers, so just to help them out. So if you guys do have local places that you support, trying to figure out ways that you can either buy gift cards. I think it's one of the best ways.
Yes, so just because it puts money in their pocket today.
Order takeout if you can.
Dang, non-essential.
But it's just interesting, like how I even think brands are going to can ship liquor now.
Yeah, I think people will figure out how to do it because they're going to realize like the economy's come to a slow. Yeah. Jam Dude, non-essential. My problem with government agencies saying non-essential businesses is who says what's essential. Like I think that a car mechanic is essential to a lot of people's ability to drive somewhere. No. But if you're telling me that now mechanics have to be closed, I'm going to be like BS because mechanics are important. Like there's so many jobs that I could make a case for calling essential.
So the dentist you wouldn't think is essential because they couldn't cure.
A dentist is absolutely essential. If somebody's having teeth problems, you could die.
So that's what's happening over at my place. Is if it's not a toothache, they're not taking anybody, so they can free it.
But I think everybody who's a doctor should be open and available for business. Period. Be it dentist, be it even. I know everybody wants to say it's not a real doctor, but even chiropractors,
Amazon
like anybody who's.
But then it's all.
If you got a doctorate, you're open for business. Yeah. Hardware stores are allowed to be open. They have to be, right? Because hardware stores. So I always wondered if Home Depot doesn't sell things like snow shovels and toilet paper because they know like essential personnel, essential goods when the time comes. Like, of course I got to be open.
That's where I got my toilet paper from.
You still got to fix your house if it breaks, right? Can we? That's where you got TP from. Can we advocate for Amazon to deliver spirits? So I don't know if you guys saw in the news. Amazon is now. This is weird. Anything third party for Amazon or not medically related third party, they are now not accepting in their warehouses, and they're only selling high volume things now,
Really?
which is like having a monopoly on stuff. And I'm like, does that mean everything's Prime and everything should be super fast delivered? Because it's weird. Best Buy doesn't make a whole lot of sense to be open, but they didn't make sense to be open before the coronavirus. Let's be serious. The prices of Amazon, it's hard to justify.
Yeah, I do it more for trying stuff out. Right?
And that's what everybody does. It's just a showroom. Yeah. But it should just be called the Amazon showroom.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Depends on what you guys or what a person thinks is essential. I can understand like mechanic if your car breaks down, but I think the roadside assist guy would probably be more important.
Maybe he can't fix your problem though. Roadside assist guy can fix. Oh wow, I got a really heavy special note. Roadside assist guy can help if you run out of gas. Or he can help if you have a small problem with your car, and he can tow you back to your house.
Yeah.
But if you have any other problem, is he going to change your spark plugs? No.
And technically, you should be staying at home anyway if you're been told.
So what if you're essential personnel and you got to go to work?
Then I guess they have to call somebody for it. Police.
I've been at work every day, bro.
We're
waiting to get furloughed.
I personally don't think you guys are essential, but
we're waiting to get furloughed.
Yeah.
We can't do what we do from home. That's a problem.
Rice?
Alcohol is essential. Kills the virus is 70%. I'll agree with that.
I've got sacks of rice, man. Don't worry about that shit.
Cash strength alcohol for sure. Oh, rice. That's not a what?
That's
no,
essential.
Be serious, dude. You got a couple 50-pound bags, but that's always on lock. What?
Yeah, you always gotta have a rice. What's funny is like my
can you live
aisle,
in an Asian house without rice?
My bread aisle and my pasta aisle were like just empty, and I'm like rice right here. So is what.
If you're Asian, you're going to H Mart or Lotte, and you're buying rice all the time. So
yeah, Gregor, like I don't even look on Amazon for stuff anymore. You can't find toilet paper there anymore or anything. No point.
Yeah, they're gonna start just
Costco's
doing the essentials too.
Lines, and that's what's crazy. Like lines in Costco. I know somebody that's in Seattle, near the Costco, and it's lines out the door, and they're limited to like one toilet paper packet, and
I mean that'll cover you for a week at least.
Too. Like meat's done, everything is like one per person.
It's crazy.
One per card holder, I guess they call it. But then the masks
I'm gonna go get my own account.
$50-$60 for like a mask. I'm like, why?
Because people think it will protect them somehow.
Oh, well, we're not a medical channel, so we won't be able to tell
You're trading Pappy 20. I will give you 4 rolls of TP for that Pappy 20.
I'll give you
Done.
8. Screw that.
Bin, buy it now.
Double.
Buy it now. Done.
Double.
Holy crap. For a Pappy 20, I'll do it. And then I'll take that Pappy 20, sell it, and go buy a 23.
Yeah. I'll give you TP. I'll even throw in Purell.
Best whiskey when drinking alone is whatever whiskey's in your glass. Let's be serious. So for the introverts here, drinking alone, that's been normal. We've been doing this the whole time. Yeah. This isn't really a surprise. None of this is weird. Social distancing has always been a thing. Well, I'm busy. Plans came up.
Have you ever been
I can't make it.
A drinking in a bar type person, like just going by yourself to a bar?
No, that's extroverted people. That's what they do. Then they strike up conversations by saying weird things to people, and I don't understand those people.
So, like, I'm more extroverted than you are. But even then, like, I wouldn't just go to a bar by myself. I'll go with people. But
people do it.
Yeah. But
I don't get it. People do it.
But, and on that note, we are actually opening up our virtual bar again. Cody, I know you're in it already, but it is the first link in the description down below.
Ooh.
I think maybe Friday we might be doing something.
So Friday, Denver from Denver and Liley, if you guys are curious, Friday, Denver from Denver and Liley wants to do like a giant virtual bar online. He thought it would be a cool idea. I was like, I'll entertain this idea because it sounds like it could be fun because we'll all be online. So right now we're just looking for a platform where we can all do it in one place. We're looking at Discord. We're looking at Google Hangouts. We're looking at, what was the other one? Zoom? What was that? Zoom. We're looking at whatever we can find to get as many people in a giant chat that we can because it'll be fun. We can all drink together. Then nobody's drinking alone.
Yeah, no, like so my work's actually trying to increase more people to do FaceTime or Skype or whatever to kind of get that camaraderie going so that no one feels isolated by themselves. And
we're friends.
And I know that's work, but I feel as though that with our whiskey community as well, I think we should just, see how everyone's doing, just hang out.
Zoom is capped at 100.
So I don't know how someone does 100 videos.
Yeah, I think whiskey community does a really good job of keeping everybody close-knit and together and feeling like they belong. I think we do a better job than maybe some other communities. I mean, I'm not in the fitness community. I couldn't imagine what that's like. But they're all crying right now because they're like, my gym's closed. I got to do workouts from home. I'm like,
Oh.
Or you could just sit at home and watch Netflix like the rest of us.
Yeah, that's basically what it's been like working Netflix. But no, it just to kind of get everyone together. You can just be a fly on the wall and just listen in, or you can chat and share your memes or show how you're doing with everything. I do know that I think
it'll be fun.
Bianca was talking about how she has to call in to her work stuff.
Ooh.
I've been having to call into my work stuff, and it's very awkward when my boss and my friends or my coworkers see my whiskey wall behind me. So they say the exact same view you guys are seeing right now, and then the first thing they go is, "So you're prepared?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am prepared."
All those people who are like, I only have 4 bottles of whiskey. What should I go out and buy? I'm like, what have you been doing this whole time?
I'm like, maybe buy 4 more.
I could pick up 4 bottles of whiskey on my desk that has 15 right now. Yeah. Like, what have you been doing?
It's interesting. And plus, like, you see all these like bottles, you're like, I'm like, yeah, well, it is what it is. And then also on that note, it seems like a lot of the distilleries are kind of it's backwards, but good boy, Wally. But it seems like a lot of distilleries are closing down their tours. So
yeah,
which is good, I mean,
and it makes sense.
Sad.
Yeah, they're just trying not to, because that's not their bread and butter anyways. You buy the whiskey, and that's how they afford to have these tours and everything. They are shutting it down because they don't want to pass the virus around, obviously. Because as everybody knows now, flatten the curve is like the new hashtag that everybody wants to do, because it's about minimizing the risk at any one point in time, not minimizing the risk of infection, which I think people really need to understand, because I'm betting over half of Americans actually catch corona. Like, it's just the way it's going to be because of how contagious it is.
1 in 20 people, right? 1 person can affect 20 people. Like,
yeah, but the goal here is to lower the number of people infected at a time so the hospitals can handle it, while the people who are recovering, like 99.8% of people that will recover that are under the age of 65 anyways, so that they can create the antibodies and their bodies can heal up and we'll be good to go for at least a season. They have been saying, though, so the regular flu, the reason why we get it and it comes around and it goes around is because the flu actually, for as dumb as a virus it does mutate very well.
Yes.
They're saying for this virus, because it's a coronavirus that comes from animals like bird flu and everything else, they're saying that for this one, it actually is really, really good at being contagious, but sucks at mutating. So they are saying that there may be 2 strains right now, but because it's bad at mutating, once you get antibodies to this, you should be good to go forever.
Yeah, usually it's just
so pretty much once the whole world gets sick and a couple million people die, we'll be good.
That's the other people. Like, people say, just why don't we just infect everybody? Whoever lives. So
we did. Remember, we did that in America in 2009 with the swine flu. 1,000 Americans died. Nobody talks about it.
So is it herd immunization? No, is it herd immunization or something like that?
This isn't even herd immunization. That's for like vaccines where we have a cure. Yeah. This is for just getting people's bodies just to build the antibodies so they can just fight it themselves.
Yeah. But it's really,
it's such a crazy game of DNA and RNA. It's weird.
For me, I was there when I think it was the swine flu. Yeah, I think it was the swine flu in Asia at that time, and it wasn't like this. It wasn't as locked down as like this, which is
I know that's how more people died.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I was just like, like, this seems like a bigger thing. Like New York, I understand, close proximity, large city, got it. Washington, sadly, it was at an old folks' home that led to most of their deaths. That makes sense, right?
That's what happens. Yeah, you're old, you're immunocompromised.
Yeah, but like for me, it's not the U.S., but it's like Italy and stuff, like these countries that you don't assume like this stuff. But it was just like how fast it spread in Italy was really surprising.
So everybody's talking about in Italy.
Excuse me, sorry.
And saying their hospitals are, where'd the chat go? Everybody's saying that Italy was like number 2 for best hospitals in the world. But everything I read online said their hospitals weren't that great, and they're super understaffed, and their college education for doctors is free. But because their healthcare system is also free, the doctors don't stick around because they don't pay enough. So the doctors leave, and you have no good doctors in Italy. So, like, which one is it?
Well,
kissing is normal in IT? No, I work in IT, and kissing is not normal. Yeah, no.
That would be hilarious.
No, it is not. No, it would not be.
It would be hilarious for me.
I'd get out of IT. I've been in IT for 20 years. I'd get out of IT. Oh, Italy. Yeah.
Well,
that's gross.
Even then, handshaking is really popular in the U.S. Like,
yeah. So somebody was making there's a meme going around. Everybody, instead of shaking hands, to do like Wakanda Forever. Yeah. And I was like, Asians solved this thousands of years ago. We just bow, retards. Yeah.
Or that's
when you bow, your face isn't anywhere near their face. You're good to go.
You sneeze on the
Even then, you're facing the floor.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, no, it's really interesting how fast it spread. And then you're seeing what I think we talked about before, how it was like limited to 50 people, so you don't spread it. then now it's 100, and then now it's 25. Like,
no, now it's 50.
You know what I mean? Like,
and they're talking about 10.
Yeah, 10's like in our areas. Like, please close. I'm like, I'm lucky.
10 is crazy. 10 is a family. There are families with 10 people in them.
So it's funny. In that, what is it? In 2 weeks, I'm actually going to a whiskey tour with a couple of people. So
if it's still available,
I'm lucky enough that it's only 5 people. So we're
that's...
probably under that, and even then, it might be even a smaller group. Government's corrupt.
I feel like India canceled because only 3 people are flying on Boeing.
Who cares?
Holy shnikes! Only 3 people were available to go on the flight. They should have flown you anyways. Yeah. That's a discount flight. I'd be sitting in business.
Shit, yeah. I'll be sitting next to the pilot.
Italy's hospitals are fine, but the government's corrupt. But their hospitals are controlled by the government.
Yeah.
So that's why they got super unpreparedness, because they were comparing it to Korea, who's got like 3 times more hospitals than America.
Yeah, you got to think about like you got U.S. where, no offense, but you guys don't have the best hospitals in the world.
What, America?
Maybe
no, we just have some of the best. We have some of the best doctors.
You know why?
But
right?
the problem
because
is,
coming in from other countries.
Oh, to make money, yeah. Of course, because capitalism. But the problem with it in America is our hospitals. We don't have enough of the equipment that they're talking about for. So when the old people contract it and they start to get pneumonia, the respirator machines that they need, there's apparently America only has like 600, and they said we should have a minimum of 1,000, but we don't. And apparently lots of other countries don't either.
Yeah.
So that's kind of rough.
Yeah, that is the hard part when like something like this happens, and it's going to happen to a large portion of your population where you can't take the load.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do. Yeah. And that's the other thing is like, yes, by social distancing, we're decreasing the curve, but people are still going to get it. Like, it's still going to be contagious. It's just going to be manageable. Yeah. So like, it's not stopping us from getting it. It's just slowing it down.
I know this is a sad topic, but like, is this something that's happening? Like, bars are closing. I'm surprised that we're not hearing more whiskey releases or whiskey postponements from releases and stuff like that. Because around this time before spring, we usually get a few releases coming out. Just because that's kind of time.
I just think of fall time. Fall time is like it for Scotch and big bourbons.
Yeah, and like Scotch and Whiskey Society ones, tastings are all closed. So
that sucks.
That was really hard because that's the best time for me to try stuff. I was actually flying to LA for that one, but that's not going to happen now.
Kevin, I'm in Maryland too, and I heard that they won't even test you even if you have symptoms. I heard that if you have symptoms, they're telling you to stay home. Which, what are you going to stay home for 2 weeks?
My work actually allows us free testing, so I was very lucky about that.
Something planned at Aberlour at the end of the month probably won't happen now. Yeah.
So I had to check that because testing is like what I was surprised about. Like, I think you're Korean, you saw this, like how fast testing became available in Korea.
Oh yeah, Korea's already tested over 140,000 people, and America botched the first week.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't take test kits from Korea, Italy, or China. We had to develop our own. Then we screwed them up. And like, look up this article about CDC screwing up the test kits in America. They screwed up the test kits for the whole first week. Think about how many people got infected in a week. Mm-hmm. And like, literally, the test kits were showing false negatives. So people who had it were going, oh, I'm fine. But they weren't fine. And so they had to go back and do all of the tests over again because the CDC wouldn't work with colleges like it's done in the past where everybody can develop and we all get a chance. Yeah. They just unlocked it now so that can happen. So now everybody's finally like, all those big other pharma companies can develop these tests now. But the problem is when the CDC had it by themselves, they screwed up and we all got screwed.
Yes.
Like,
so that's what's going to... So
this isn't okay.
You're see the number up. That's just how it is.
The number is going to skyrocket. It's a week of growth without anybody getting tested and quarantined.
And that's why I was kind of surprised that it took this long for us to kind of self-quarantine. Like, let's press the reset button. Let's hold for a second.
But the problem is the people who need jobs that require them to go outside of their house. Not just people like me, but I'm saying like not just people who work for the government, but I mean people who literally have like a bartender. Your job is at the bar. Yeah. Like if you work in food, lucky for the ones who can still do home delivery and stuff with, DoorDash and everything else. But at the same time, what about all the ones that can't? Yeah. What about the mom and pop ones that like just had to go home? There's nothing.
Yeah, so it's always like, especially if you enjoy a place that is not a big chain,
Yeah, that's the worst. If it's mom and pop and they have your favorite,
just ask.
If they have your absolute favorite Big ZD and there's nothing you can do to get
they'll
it.
Make some type of gift card or whatever. They'll be like, sure, we'll take your money now so you can eat later. Like that's just how it is. I did that with my locals, especially the ones that you go to regularly. Like they know your name and stuff like that. Just support those just for these extra week. I understand that even you might have a problem, like what if you can't work, what if you're an hourly employee as well, you can't get stuff. Lucky enough, I know a lot more businesses are kind of using their insurance money to help out with people, which is a great thing. So that
is an interesting thing that I was reading today. Sorry guys, that this whole thing is less about whiskey and more about like Corona, but like I read that today for the UK, they were cutting people's hours instead of just firing them, because when they cut their hours, they didn't have to pay unemployment insurance. But if they just fired them, they would get unemployment insurance. And so they kind of like screwed up these people's lives by doing this. So it's just nonsense. Due to suicide, due to financial. I hope nobody is in the situation where suicide is the option for financial difficulty. Literally, if anybody who's in chat right now or the sound of my voice is in financial difficulty to that point where you're thinking about suicide, please reach out. There are people who will literally give you money. I could be out of work and I would give you money. Like, that's not the problem. If one bill is between you and surviving, like that's not okay.
And here's the hoping that we get like a mortgage freeze or something like that to kind of help out.
So that's what I'm waiting for. That like that doesn't make any sense. Rent and mortgage freeze would make the most amount of sense. If you're limiting people to not leave their house so they can't go to work, freeze their rents and the mortgages. Just do it for a month. Let's all get it over with and let's move forward.
This, you know, especially like people that are, especially if they're in the healthcare industry too. You know what I mean? Like those people, like I have to go in or I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. Or
I mean, the 60% of people who work paycheck to paycheck. 60% of people in America live paycheck to paycheck. Like this is going to be a bad time if you're out of work for 2 weeks.
Even government employees that get furloughed and stuff like that, you don't get your back pay till stuff opens, right?
You get your back pay till later on, yeah. So like, I mean, that's for government. Yeah. If you're a contractor, you get no back pay. You're just fired, essentially.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. But
that's how we're waiting for them to tell us to just go home, because we're like, they keep talking about like, well, what are you guys gonna do if you go home? And like, contractually, we can't do anything that we do at work, so we could do 1 day of like updating stuff that we need to update. That's about it. That's all we could do.
Damn, Tasha, I don't even have IBs, Irish IBs. Do you have Irish IBs, man?
No. I have independent bottling. I have a couple independent bottlings of rums. I have one Armagnac.
Yeah, so like with Irish, I just have
Napo Castle.
Tipperary?
I have a single barrel Napo Castle that Costco bought. Costco bought 2 barrels.
Yeah, I don't.
So I actually do have a single barrel of that, which is weird.
I wonder if. I think that's probably a lacking part, right? IBs or just full cask
for Irish whiskey.
Irish whiskey, like I can only think of like Redbreast cask strength.
Somebody in the chat that I was in earlier with Bianca said that Irish whiskey can't be sold at over 65%. I think if it's new make, which seems low. Because I've had Glenfiddich at 72.5% new make, and it was incredible.
Maybe it's just a law then. It must be law.
That'd be a weird law.
Oh, this has been weirder, man.
Yeah, it's the Irish.
But yeah, no. To be honest, I'm just hunkering down like most people, enjoying occasional dram once in a while. Spend time
watching a lot more TV.
A lot more TV. If you guys have some
doing a lot more weird projects.
If you have shows or anything.
Oh, TV shows. Yeah, heck yeah.
I've been watching like Pandemic, Contagion.
Did you watch Outbreak? Oh! I was telling everybody, if you want to cry, watch Flu. Yeah. There's a Korean movie from 2013. It's on Amazon right now. It's just called Flu. It is dubbed, so it's just called Flu. But if you watch it, like if you don't cry or it doesn't get dusty in the room you're in, I will be beyond amazed. Because like at the 30-minute mark towards the end, you're just like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's getting misty in here.
I've been watching I've been downloading a lot of those World War Z movies. I Am Legend.
Oh, zombie movies.
Those kind of.
That would make all of this more exciting to me. If it was zombie stuff, then I'd be stoked. But this is just bird flu, bat flu.
And that's, pangolin flu, right?
Replacing the fluid mechanism in your toilet? Yeah. I installed a microwave. I changed out a wheel speed sensor, and I need to do the knock sensor in my car, and it's going to get done in no time.
I'm not a person that does a lot of handy stuff, but I put a bidet in just because the toilet...
Blackadder did Irish? Oh, I'm very interested now, because I love Blackadder.
What else? I installed toilet.
Oh, all those people who are installing bidets because of the toilet paper thing, like that's awesome.
I got a bidet. I got a bidet, man. I'm just like I'm going Asian on this shit. Screw this.
I don't have a bidet, but when we lived in Kuwait and we had a bidet, dude, if you wanted to feel clean,
but I got the hand.
Even if you didn't have a clean sweep, you were like, I'm good. I got a bidet.
I clean one of those hand ones, so that's kind of cool.
Dang, that's nice.
Oh no, it's just like why not, right? Like if everyone's buying toilet paper, bidets are like there in stock. I'm like this.
I still do not understand the toilet paper rage. It's just like,
I think it's
what are you doing?
People don't want to be short-handed with toilet paper, but
I get that, but at the same time, there are other options even if you're short-handed on toilet paper.
Some guy I saw get one of those bounty rolls and just cut it in 3s.
Ugh, bounty would be so
I
rough.
know, but hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Oh, bounty would be so. I'd be like pouring in aloe vera or something. Oh my gosh, that'd be a bad time.
Uh,
Ooh,
but what
one or two wipes and it's like,
I'm
it's
just surprised
raw.
about like the next thing I looked at was flour to make, because I'm starting to make bread, right? If you guys haven't watched my Instagram, I've been making bread. Flour was out second day.
CVS receipts.
Yeah, CVS receipts. I saw that one when a guy wrapped up.
I'm already using CVS receipts to cover up my windows.
Really?
No, it's like another meme because of how long they are. They're so stupid.
Hell yeah, dude. Super long.
Somebody made blinds out of them for their back slider.
Really?
Yeah, that's how long the stupid receipts are.
Yo, this I bought like a piece of chocolate and it was like freaking. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, you buy a piece of chocolate, you get a 4-foot receipt.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Man. But yeah, guys, if you guys are having any issues or anything like that, or if you just want someone to talk with, feel free to reach us.
Definitely reach out. Of all the times to reach out, now is the time to reach out.
Again, we have that Discord down below where I'm going to try to put some more memes out there, just some fun, lighthearted stuff.
I'm glad we can all unite over CVS receipts.
Oh, yeah. They are stupid. If you guys are in a quarantine area or like a lockdown area, I hope everything works out. Netflix, internet, Instagram.
And chill. Have some kids. Now's the time.
I bet you there's going to be a boom. I bet you there's going to be
Of course. Everybody's been saying that. The
Corona
generation Corona babies. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. It's like, World War II, right?
Baby it's going to be silly.
Oh, man. So we killed off the baby boomers. Now we get with another one, right?
Yeah, it's going to be silly either way. Yeah. All right. Time for a bottle picture.
Really? You want that bottle? Really?
All flights can. Yeah. No, this bottle. It's got my name on it. I'm stoked. They already told me what was in here. So this is finished in triple IPA casks.
And by the way, there's one thing I actually really learned about myself, just like everyone else did. How many times I fucking touch my face?
On average?
On average. Like just... Oh,
20 times an hour.
Again.
20 times an hour.
Oh.
Welcome to being human.
I usually use like hand sanitizer a lot.
Just keep your hands clean.
No, but it's like I use hand sanitizer a lot. I wash my hands, so I do that stuff regularly. But just I was like, let me think about how many times I touched my face today, and I'm like, oh shit, and then like I'm looking at everyone else touching stuff. I'm like, I didn't think about that because we have like non-automatic doors at the work, and you just see people just. I'm like, and we have to touch our badge against things. I'm like, no.
So we have
Which reminds me of
like PIN code things for doors, and then also proximity badges, like you're talking about.
Yes.
So we used to have 2 doors to get in the office, and somebody closed one and secured it. So now we have to go to the one with the automatic doors, but everybody touches that PIN pad.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how does this help the
situation?
situation?
Guy, like, wiping a PIN pad or.
Exactly. I'm literally walking around work with a bleach wipe in one hand because I know I have to touch doors to go do my job. So I'm literally walking around. Every time I get up from my desk to go do something, I'm like, let me grab a bleach wipe.
I'm glad that like I've been carrying hand sanitizer in my pockets now because it used to be just me in my backpack. But when I'm like going to the groceries buying stuff, I'm like, I gotta touch the PIN pad, and I'm like,
yeah, you touch everything. You touch everything.
I'm like,
I went to the this morning at the ATM. When I went to it, I literally took a bleach wipe with me. I wiped down the whole ATM. I was like, it can't just be me.
Yeah, in my head. I'm just like, I gotta do that, and then I gotta put it back in my wallet. And then, like, why can't we just do tap to pay? Not even tap to pay, like hover and pay.
Yeah, just use iPhone. Exactly. NFC. Let's just switch over to that.
I do, but yeah.
Yeah. It's like me at gas stations now.
Oh, Jam Dude, it's closed? I thought liquor stores were still open.
It depends on where you are. In Maryland, they seem to be open just fine. Yeah. And then some places, they're not.
Yeah, and if you guys have a P.O. box, I checked my P.O. box, and they're open no matter what, just for Bucks customers. So I'm lucky about that.
Dang.
Lucky. But, guys, hopefully next week we all joke and laugh about this, and
yeah,
hopefully we have something different to talk about. Thank you guys so much for putting in topics for us next week. I know Wally's got put the same one on, so
people just put a bunch of silly stuff in my inbox. So
yeah, and half of them are in this chat right now. So
yes, correct. I don't think anybody actually wants to talk about whiskey. They all want to talk about the strangest things.
And that's just our orange because that's how we are too.
Oh, well, that makes sense then.
True. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for
you stay safe too.
All your help. Make sure to tap that icon there to subscribe if you haven't already. And on that note, stay healthy and
deuces.